Hello, everybody. It's me again. Um, I haven't been around to make too many videos lately. I've been working a lot of overtime at my job, so it has been a little hectic to fit things in like I want to. But I guess tonight I just thought I would make a topic like why do we do what we do as human beings? Sometimes it could be good things, sometimes it could be bad things. And through history itself, you could see through a lot of documentation and stuff how so many people were treated so badly. Sometimes it makes you angry. It makes you want to cry. It makes you upset. And sometimes to find out maybe it was your own family that did that caused the issue, or sometimes you might have been the family that were the oppressed. You know, but even today, people still to this day, even throughout time, have treated each other with disrespect, hatred, no love. Values have been thrown out the window, that's for sure. Values of respect, values of life. People just don't a lot of people just don't care anymore. And if they do, some of them show it in the wrong way. And and this is where, as we are imperfect human beings, we are we have to work at ourselves to make ourselves better people and try to get those values back. Try to get that respect and that love back. I know it's hard in this crazy world because there's a lot going on in it, and a lot of it's not good. You see it on the news every night. Somebody shot up a school. Um, somebody shot somebody in maybe on the street corner, or somebody robbed a convenience store, or you hear about people um doing things to little children that they shouldn't be, or things like that, or like families that come from abuse. You hear it all the time, it's always in the news. Or like a bunch of people died in a plane crash, or it's all sorts of bad news. And it's so sad that, I mean, you turn on the TV, you barely find any good news. You really don't. You do not find good news, not too much anymore. That's why I'm kind of nervous about sometimes turning on the news channel, because I know I need to know what's going on in this world, but everything is bad. Everything is just, I like to hear like one good thing. That would be the most happiest thing ever for me to hear. Um, and you hear about in other countries, um, people kidnapping people for ransom, and Christians being um massacred. Um, Throughout time, people have been so ugly to each other, but you have seen these beautiful people out of them all that have tried to bring change, tried to make things, you know, better. But sometimes the majority isn't like that. So it makes it harder for change to come about sometimes. And like women have been treated badly throughout the years for thousands of years, hundreds of years. Women have been treated badly. Um, they just wanted women for breeding. Look at us as breeders, which there's a lot more to women than just that. And women need to stop, you know, making us all look bad. Because there are some women that are out there that do use men for money. They do. They do. They go where the money is. Uh, and then after they took what they took from the man, and then sadly they treat the man badly and kick him out and kind of like throw them aside like they didn't even exist in their life. And I don't know, it's not fair. It's not all women are like that. There are some good women that are out there that are still working and trying to support their family, trying to care for their family. They love their husband. If they don't have a husband, they're striving just to care for their kids. Eventually, maybe they might want to look for Mr. Right, but you know what? It's hard to find that today. It's hard to find that anywhere. It really is. I mean, and men, a lot of men want to use women for, like I said, um, for baby making. That's, you know, um, or over dominate them in a bad way. Like they feel like they're supposed to be in the kitchen. They're the ones that's supposed to be cooking and doing all that stuff. And the man just goes out and work. What about the woman? What if she wants to go out and work? What if she wants to support the family and help too? What's wrong with that? It probably would help a man out even more than just laying everything on his shoulders. We can lay everything on both shoulders, the woman and the man, so it can, they can fight together and it makes the family stronger in the end. But sometimes a lot of people don't think that way. A lot of customs don't think that way in certain people's customs. I'm sure in a lot of my ancestors' customs, they thought like that too. I mean, especially, back. But a lot of them saw things differently and maybe was shunned upon because of it. Who knew? Who knows? But like I said, I'm still looking. I'm still looking at my family tree and still checking it out. Um, Eventually, like I said in one of my previous videos, I want to try to dig deeper and I want to go to the source, the real source of it all, to make sense out of my family. I mean, how do you get that? It's crazy of all the mixing in my dad's family, and my mom's family didn't mix too much, but she's got some interesting people in her family too. I don't know why people treat each other like that. I mean, back in the 60s in the US, segregation was very big. I know like people like my grandmother, people like that, um, they suffered that because I guess down in like the Texas area for the longest time, segregation was big, and a lot of like um, African colored people, Mexicans, Asians, Jews weren't allowed in a white man's basically a white man's company, or like if you went down to go eat in a restaurant, they couldn't go because it was only for the white man. And then if they wanted to go, they had to go to the back, but they couldn't be inside fully. But they could, get food from the back. That's it. Um, they were just treated really badly. I will never understand how people could treat each other so awfully. But you think about it, the whole world started just with one woman, one man. And from that one woman and one man, all nations, all tribes, all tongues came into existence through one family. And then after the flood of Noah, which all of us and everyone from this earth since that time till now, we are all descended from Noah and his wife. That the whole world is related to one family. And the whole world shares one grandparent set, which is Noah and his wife. Which, of course, they had 3 kids, 3 sons, and 3 daughter-in-laws. And through them came all the other tribes that we see today. And then with all their mixing throughout thousands of years, made new people, new tribes, new tongues, new everything. They came into contact with each other, and other languages started to, come about. Other races came to be because of the mixing. But like Ham, Ham, basically, like I said, the Africans and the darker Arabs are descended from him. And Shem, the Jews and the lighter Arabs are from him. And like Japheth, the white European and the Asians are descended from him. And from all their mixing came about other people too. I mean, 500 years ago, you would have never you know, um, you would have never heard Hispanic or Latino five further than 500 years ago, because there was no such thing. There was no Mexicans, there was no Puerto Ricans, there was no Cubans, Dominicans, anyone from all over South America, all over Central America, even North America, even the islands that were inhabited by the Spanish at one time. Um, and now they're their own country. Now we exist, but because of all the mixing. Um, the original Spanish people are really, really from Spain, or Latino people are really from Spain, Portugal, Italy. And we are just descended from their mixing and from other mixing. And it made a new people. I mean, that's how the world populated itself, from one family to multiple families, to multiple tribes, tongues, nations. We all exist because of that one family and how they all treat each other so badly. And I will never understand it because no matter how you look at it, no matter how different we look, we all function the same. We all have a heart that pumps. We all have to have air to breathe. We all have anger. We all have love. Um, some of us even get jealous. Some of us are happy go jolly people. Some of us are not. But we have the attributes of of feeling things. Everybody does. And the way we bear children, we bear it the same. The way we see children, they see it the same. No matter what race you come from, what tribe or tongue. Everybody wants to be cared for. Even a man, even a woman. They want to be respected. Everybody wants those things. And we all function like that. We all have to eat so we can live. We have to drink so we don't thirst, so we can still live. Because we need water. We need something to drink. We all get sick. And we all eventually, when it's our time that, our body says, you know, you're going to go, then it's our time to go. That's it. We all, each generation, one generation goes out, another generation comes in. Like I said, one generation dies, one generation is born. And it continues like that each generation. We're all really the same. We all function the same. No matter how we look on the outside, how different we all function really the same. We all need the same, like I mentioned. We all have emotions. We all have feelings of all sorts, sometimes we're angry, sometimes we're happy, sometimes we're sad. Sometimes we could be miserable cusses. Sometimes we a good old jolly person. Um, uh, um, and like I said, we have a liver, we have a heart, we have veins that runs through our body. We go, you know, we eat, we thirst. Um, all of us have goals that we want in life. And women, we bear children the same no matter what race we are, what culture we come from. We're all the same. A man seeds the same. It doesn't matter. We all function basically the same. And that should be something so beautiful. That's what makes us all unique and special at the same time. And that should be something so beautiful. But people turn it into something so ugly, and I will never understand that. I will never understand it. I don't know how other people understand it, but it's really sad that people think that way. The way some people do think, it upsets me and it makes me angry sometimes. Like, why would you want to say something like that? Some of the awful words that they can say, the things they can do to you. If you let them break you, they will. But if you're strong enough to never let them break you, they definitely won't. And they'll prove that you're a strong person. And eventually, they're going to ease off. eventually. Or if they don't, you just keep going. And eventually, people will look at you like, wow, that person's putting up with so much stuff. And they're still going. They're still proving themselves worthy. And then some people will start to look at you differently. So, but the system of things can be very, very sad and very ugly. I mean, a long time ago, I remember being a child and we were able to stay outside with no problems until the lights all went out. You know what I'm saying? In the streets. And that's the time that you would, come home. But sadly, now it's gotten to the point where a lot of people prey on young girls, young boys, and now you have to stay cautious. So a lot of parents are very trying to keep them close to them. I don't blame them, honestly. This world is getting worse, and it can be quite scary, especially when you have children. You got to watch out for some of these people because they like to prey on your little girls, your little boys. You have to be careful. Before, I know my grandparents a long time ago, they didn't even have to lock their doors at night and didn't have to worry about much. Now, I lock my doors. I have to lock my doors um when I'm out of the house and when I'm in the house. Because I had an experience with somebody just walking inside my house because I left my door open because they were running from an old lady. they they were scared of the old lady. She was tearing him up a butthole. You know what I mean? She was coming after him. She was coming after him, and she did too. Eventually, we had to get the cops over to get him out. But the woman explained what happened, and he had to get out of my house, and the woman too. So eventually, they both left. But what an experience! I would never forget that. But now, every time I'm inside my house, I lock the doors, and every time I'm outside, I lock the doors because people like to break in your house, take your stuff. If you got money laying around, you need to watch out. You got any goods or any collectibles, you gotta watch out. And then sometimes those that are closest to you sometimes can steal from you too, and that's the saddest part. Your own closest family members. It could be your husband, it could be your wife, it could be a friend, a good friend, it could be your own children stealing from underneath your nose and not even know it. And you'll know something eventually goes missing, but you just keep looking, wondering where it went. They probably sold it for money, for what they want. Yep, it wouldn't surprise me. It's been done to me many times. Eventually, I caught on and things had to be done. But but there are still some good people in this world. Some good people. And if you're the kind of person that is trying to look for Mr. Right Mr. Right or Mrs. Right, it's hard. It's very hard. It's very hard. You just don't find that right heart condition anymore like you used to be able to find. People could be angry, be too much dominated. They like to over dominate you. or be vicious. I remember this woman, um, she was somebody to me. I- She was a sister-in-law. Yeah, I mean, women could be vicious. Don't think just men are wicked. Women could be very cruel too. Women can abuse their husbands because some men are taught you don't hit a woman. If a woman hits you, don't hit a woman. And some of these women take advantage of that. And I have experienced a woman beating her husband with her high heel shoe, and this her husband had like hot, the heel of the shoe marks all over his body. Yep. And I guess the cops came, saw his body, and they really wanted to take her her son away from her because of that cruel act. And he said, "No, I don't believe in having kids taken away from their parents." And it stopped right there. But he still went back to her and got another beating. He got beat with a bat. Next time, the second time he got beat with a bat. Oh my God. And we had to go hide the bat so there could be no more damage. Oh my. But believe me, women could be wicked, but so can men. So really watch out. You got to be careful. And then you hear about a lot of scammers out there that try to scam you for your money and things like that. You got to be careful. You got to be just you got to be mindful, careful, have common sense, and really think about things before you really have to think hard. Sometimes your heart, when you get so hooked, and your heart is with that person, even though it might not be that person, but your heart is with that person, it's hard to let go. And it's hard to acknowledge that someone could do that to you, you know? And that hurts. It does. I know. So just be watchful and mindful of things. And well, I just thought this was a topic of why do we do what we do as human people, human beings. And sometimes, I just thought this was just something to bring up. And I mean, it's an everyday concern, and it's getting worse. The world is getting worse. It is. And it's really sad. And many people suffer for it. So I hope you um got something out of this video. It was mostly just your basic um understanding of why us as human beings do what we do. And this was only some of it. I only put it into small details. But I mean, maybe one of these days I can like bring some more things to light. But for now, it was really nice talking to you guys, reaching out, and I hope you guys got something out of this video that so I hope it helped you in some way or gave you some sort of understanding of certain things. And well, for now, I am Gonna go for now. Adios, adios, adios. I will be back with another video sometime. Bye, guys. Bye for now.